How are you?
I'm fine. And you?
Good. Yeah, good.
Good.
First of all, thank you for giving us the interview.
My pleasure.
And I would like to know, in a few words, if you can describe, because I think it's a huge thing, but what was like working with the Beatles in such important albums, such as Sgt. Pepper's?
Right.
Can you describe in a few words the feeling that you have?
Well, that has to go back to the Revolver album, because that's when I first started as their new engineer, although I knew them from other sessions, because I used to work on their singles as well as an assistant. So when we started the Revolver album, we wanted new sounds, and there wasn't, as we have now, plugins and software to just put something in to create a new sound. We had to manufacture those sounds in our own way. But once we'd done that, there was, because Revolver was a huge change in the way music was recorded. They went on the road, to perform some of those tracks, and couldn't really do it because of what we'd done in the studio. There was no equipment on the road to, produce those sounds that we produced. So when it came to the Sgt. Pepper album, they were never going to tour again. They made that statement, and we were going to make a record now that's going to have sounds on it and stuff that you don't have to reproduce live. So that's how the attitude of Sgt. Pepper came into being. But it was really hard work. But on the upside, it was a lot of fun too. But hard work, But working with them was obvious. We didn't realise what we'd done. We knew when we'd finished Pepper that it was special. But who would have thought we'd be here, 56 years later, whatever,
Nice. And after all your experience, not only with the Beatles, you have worked with many bands. How did you decide to bring that to the world? Share your experiences to people like here.
Yeah, well, I mean, we're doing these master classes now, and we're doing like a world tour. And we're coming back here, obviously, and we do in America, and trying to work with some Beatle cover bands, which just for the offering, having the music there, because there's quite a good few cover bands still around. So anyway, that's what we'd be up to now. And the thing is, when we do these master classes now, people want to know how we sort of worked. Especially here today on this project. I mean, they're learning so much, and from the technique of recording, and which I'm still trying to apply. I mean, the track we've made with this band the last 3 days, there's no plugins. All the sounds are created organically, and it sounds really, really good. Because we're going to mix it today. But as I said, we're going to do this world tour, and which will be amazing because it's sort of selective. So that's what we'll be up to really now, I think. Yeah.
Nice. You mentioned in an interview here in Brazil that you think technology is a little bit dangerous when we talk about pop, when they use it too much. But I would like to know, what do you listen to nowadays?
Nothing.
Do you have nothing? You don't like at all?
No, I don't. I mean, the problem is being in the business for so long now. When you make a record, I would still call it a record. So when you work on your project, it's part of your life that's gone, and then you're really happy with it and it sounds great, and you may check it at home if you want to. But but you don't go home after the sessions and play more music, So it comes to that point. But occasionally I'll hear something. I'm terrible at remembering people's names. I think it's Ed Sheeran and some people like that. Which I like, actually, to be honest with you, which from an artistic point of view, he's really talented. But it's the process of making a record now, which is the plug-in situation, and going back to the artistic side where I was brought up from, which was mixing music, because there was no technology to help you. They're sort of painting by numbers, so everything sounds the same basically, and there obviously are good songs around, obviously, go back to Ed Sheeran, but they think it's so easy because, you know, they start learning and they're going to be a recording engineer and a producer, and without knowing really what it entails from the real thing. So, see, I'm not hearing any individual brushstrokes on the canvas. It's like, as I said, painting by numbers. Obviously, sometimes yes, but there's not a lot of it, you know. And to answer the question again, I mean, everyone's using the same process. It's plugins, 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 you know.
Yeah. Okay, so just one last question. Maybe, I don't know if you can talk about it, but I don't want to put you in trouble. So, I read in your Instagram that you heard Paul McCartney's new record, and we only have one clue about it, which is there may be a song in Brazil about Brazil
Right.
in that. But I would like to know, he invited you to.
Oh yes, and he played me some songs from the new album, which were
Nice.
really nice.
But you're not in the project or anything.
Oh no, he just invited us down to listen
Okay.
to 3 or 4 tracks on the album. Because I hadn't seen him in a while, so we had a nice cup of tea at the studio and a good chat, you know.
Nice.
Because he loves touring, as you probably know. He's touring, which he loves, you know. Yeah.
Nice, very nice. Thank you so
Thank
much,
you.
Geoff.